The detail isn't just in the foreground. It's in the architecture of the multiverse itself. Most viewers treat Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse as visual spectacles, but if you freeze frame the backgrounds, you realize the animators weren't just populating the world, they were leaving forensic evidence. We begin with the Alchemax Corporation and the branding of Earth-1610 in the opening sequence. As Peter Parker narrates his life, we see a quick flash of a Koca-Soda billboard. This isn't just a generic off-brand. The font kerning mimics the 1990s real-world Coke marketing, suggesting Earth 1610 diverged from our timeline specifically during the Cola Wars of the late 20th century. This branding inconsistency continues with the police cars. In our world, it's NYPD, but here, the cruisers are marked PDNY. The reversal suggests a timeline where the police force was likely privatized or restructured differently, possibly under Kingpin's influence. Even the delivery trucks tell a story. The FedEx truck passing by is labeled Red X, aligning with the film's color theory. Miles's world is vibrant and poppy, contrasting with the muted tones of Peter B. Parker's world. Deeper in the background of the Collider test, a monitor displays the name Drive S. Ditko. This is a direct reference to Steve Ditko, the co-creator of Spider-Man, confirming his existence as a scientist in this universe rather than just an artist. Pop culture is also warped. When Miles is running through the city, we pass a movie poster for From Dusk Till Dawn. This is a reference to a real-life rejected sequel pitch for Shaun of the Dead written by Simon Pegg. In Earth 1610, that movie actually got made. Similarly, a Clone High billboard reveals that producers Phil Lord and Chris Miller's show wasn't canceled after one season here, a tragic reminder of what our world lost. Sports and music are equally shifted. A Steph Curry billboard shows him playing for the PGA golf instead of the NBA, implying that in this universe, Curry chose a different sport but remained an elite athlete. Meanwhile, the Chance the Rapper poster shows the number 4 on his hat instead of 3. This subtle integer shift is the film's first hint at the butterfly effect, small changes rippling through culture. These aren't random jokes. They establish the theory of dimensional variance. The closer a dimension is to ours, the more recognizable the brands. But the uncanny valley effect is deliberate to make the viewer feel subconsciously displaced. The animation style is a narrative device, not an aesthetic choice. When characters from different dimensions enter Earth 1610, they don't just look different. They break the physics of the host dimension. This is visualized through glitching, and frame-by-frame analysis reveals that every glitch is historically accurate to the character's origin. Take Spider-Man Noir. When he glitches, he doesn't pixelate. He flashes with Ben-Day dots. These are the printing dots used in 1930s pulp comics. His glitch is a breakdown of the printing press, not digital code. Contrast this with Penny Parker, whose glitch is entirely anime-based. She breaks into speed lines and kawaii artifacts, referencing the limited animation techniques of 90s anime. Then there is Spider-Ham. His glitch reveals a 2D, cel-shading separation. His internal structure isn't bone and muscle, it's ink and paint. When he glitches, we see the raw animation cells separating from each other. Later, in the sequel, when Miles glitches, he breaks into cubist shapes. This foreshadows the Spot's powers, which are visually rendered as voids and ink blots, contrasting Miles's graffiti style and the Collider beam itself. We see silhouetted flashes of other spiders. One frame clearly shows the advanced suit from the PS4 Spider-Man game, years before he makes his official cameo in the sequel. The energy discharge surrounding them is drawn using Kirby Crackle, Jack Kirby's signature energies, a visual homage to the Marvel cosmic aesthetic of the 1960s. The animators even use frame rate to tell the story. In the first film, Miles is animated on 2s, 12 frames per second, while Peter Parker is on 1s, 24 frames per second. This visually represents Miles's clumsiness. The exact moment Miles becomes Spider-Man, the leap of faith, his frame rate switches to 24 frames per second. He literally gets in sync with the hero timeline. Finally, look at Hobie Brown's Spider-Punk. He is an anarchist in philosophy and animation. His character model changes art styles every 3 seconds, shifting from Xerox zine cutouts to newspaper print to spray paint. He refuses to conform to a single look, even within his own body. When he plays guitar, the sound waves are rendered as jagged, cut-out letters, referencing the Sex Pistols' Nevermind the Bollocks album art style. The revelation that the spider that bit Miles was from Earth 42 recontextualizes the entire franchise. But the clues were planted long before the dialogue confirmed it. The first clue is the spider's glitch. In Into the Spider-Verse, when the spider descends to bite Miles, it glitches. Spiders native to a dimension do not glitch. This was the first confirmation that the spider was an anomaly. On its back, the spider is explicitly labeled with the number 42. This number haunts Miles immediately. When he falls after being bitten, he knocks over a sign, and lottery balls spill out. The numbers 4 and 2 land prominently next to him. Later, we see the color palette inversion. Earth 42 is depicted in Across the Spider-Verse, with a heavy emphasis on purple and green, the traditional colors of the Prowler. This color scheme bleeds into Miles's world whenever the Prowler is near. Even Miles's instincts betray him. When he first senses danger, his spidey sense is colored green and purple before shifting to red and blue. His biology is fighting his destiny. When we finally see Earth 42, the background billboards show a city in decay. The Sinister Six cartel controls the city, and a Bank of NYC sign is shown dilapidated, confirming the economic collapse caused by the lack of a hero. We also see a statue of Jefferson Davis, Miles's dad, who has died in this universe. The framing mimics the statue of Rio in Miles's universe, showing that tragedy is a canon event that simply swapped parents. Most telling is the Prowler's design. Earth 42 Miles wears his hair in braids. This mirrors the sketch Miles draws in his sketchbook in the first movie, suggesting Miles subconsciously knew his alternate self's aesthetic. The lobby scene in Across the Spider-Verse is the Zapruder film of Marvel references. When Miles arrives at the Spider Society HQ, the background details reveal a darker, more cynical operation run by Miguel O'Hara. Walking casually in the background is the amazing Bagman, Peter Parker wearing a paper bag over his head and a Fantastic Four suit, confirming the Fantastic Four exist in the multiverse. Nearby, both Peter Parker, PS4, and Miles Morales, PS5, are seen walking and talking. Their animation style is rendered in high-fidelity CGI to mimic the game engine, contrasting with the hand-drawn styles around them. In the far background, there is a werewolf, Spider-Man, a reference to Marvel Zombies lore or the Spider-Man Unlimited Counter-Earth. We also see a glass room where Spider-Man is lying on a couch talking to a spider therapist. This acknowledges the immense psychological trauma inherent in being a spider totem. The technology is also specific. The containment unit used to hold the Renaissance vulture mimics the ghost traps from Ghostbusters. Zooming in on the Bagman again, he has a Kick Me sign on his back, a reference to Johnny Storm's prank in the comics. We also spot the Sun Spider, a Spider-Man in a wheelchair. This character was created by a fan for a contest and canonized by Marvel. In the vehicle bay, the Spider-Mobile, Peter Park car, is visible. This sentient car confirms the existence of the Cars universe variant of Marvel characters. Miguel O'Hara himself stands on a hexagonal platform. Hexagons in the MCU and Spider-Verse are consistently used to represent travel or gateways. Perhaps the darkest detail is the Go Home machine DNA scan. When Miles is scanned, the machine displays Earth 42 instantly. The background monitors in Miguel's lab show he has been tracking the anomaly long before their meeting. The set design of Miles's dorm and bedroom provides a psychological profile that explains his decisions later in the film. The Chance the Rapper poster returns in Across the Spider-Verse, but it has changed. It now reflects Chance's The Big Day album cover style, showing that time has passed and culture has evolved. On his shelf, we see a bottle of baby powder. This references the trick used by Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man to get out of the suit in the Raimi trilogy, showing Miles is studying legacy techniques. In his sketchbook, we see a drawing of Gwen Stacy before she arrives. But look closer. He has drawn her in a style that mimics her dimensions watercolor aesthetic, not his own. Miles can artistically perceive dimensional variance before he understands it. On his desk, a physics textbook is open to a chapter on wormholes and entanglement. Miles isn't just failing Spanish. He is actively researching how to save the multiverse on his own time. Attached to his backpack is a Black Lives Matter pin, grounding the film in a post-2020 political reality. We also see his headphones have tape on them. This emphasizes his financial status compared to Peter Parker, who has Stark Tech, or Miguel, who has Future Tech. Miles is the DIY Spider-Man. Finally, there is a De La Soul sticker referencing the Magic Number song, foreshadowing the 3 spiders needed to resolve the conflict.